Hi everybody, I'm going to walk you through 4 more problems. These 4 are from the worksheet I handed out in class. So from side A, we are going to look at problems number 12 and problems number 22. Problem number 12, we have x times y, quantities to the 4th power, over x times y to the negative 1st. So here's something that is really important about y to the negative 1st. Since there are no parentheses there, that negative 1 is only affecting the y. It's not affecting the x, and that's a really common mistake that people make. So I'm actually going to start with the numerator, and the reason I'm going to do that is because there are parentheses there saying I need to do that exponent property first before I can work towards dividing, which is what this fraction bar tells you to do. So the numerator is going to really quickly simplify to x to the 4th, y to the 4th, over a denominator of x times y to the negative 1. Now there are 4 x's on top and 1 x on the bottom. That's going to simplify to a numerator that has x cubed, 3 x's being multiplied together. The denominator is a little trickier when you get to the y's because you have 4 in the numerator, or y to the 4th in the numerator. The denominator with that negative 1, we've learned that a denominator with a power of negative 1 is like taking it and moving up to the numerator and making it positive 1. So that's one thing to think about. And then we've also learned this rule that says that the new power should be the numerator power minus the denominator power. Any way you slice it, you are going to end up with 5 total. So the answer to that one, x cubed y to the 5th. X cubed times y to the 5th. If you're wondering where the denominator went, you can write it as over 1. Most people wouldn't. Most people would just take the numerator as the answer. But you're not technically wrong if you write it as over 1. All right, we see the same sort of thing happen over here in problem 22. That's why we're looking at these together. This negative 1 still only affecting the y. So just like it did in the previous problem, that's going to go up to the numerator, and we're going to end up with y to the 5th in the numerator. Now this x here, there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't have a negative exponent. There aren't any x's anywhere else in the problem, so it's just going to stay in the denominator. Our final answer, y to the 5th over x. All right, I'm going to move on to problems from side B. As always, pause the video so you can work through the problems and you can check your work. All right, we're going to start with problem number 8. Problem number 8, I have Q, R, and T to worry about. I want to get a final answer that has only Q's, R's, and T's, not like 2 different sets of Q's, 2 different sets of R's, 2 different sets of T's, anything like that. I just want to see each letter one time. So what I'm going to start by doing is looking at this. The exponent raised to an exponent should come before multiplication. So that part, that set of parentheses, is going to simplify to Q to the 6th, T to the 18th. For the T's, we're multiplying 3 times 6. So all told, I'm just copying the rest of it down. I've got Q to the 7th times R squared times T squared times that Q to the 6th, T to the 18th. That really means times. So you can write that in there if you want. So my strategy here is to look at the different letters I have, the different variables, and seeing how many I have. I'm just multiplying together, so I'm going to add the exponents. I have 7 and 6 Q's, or 13. R only shows up here, so I have 2 R's, or R squared. And I have 2 and 18, or 20 T's. All right, problem 11. Let's take a look at this. Now, one thing that I really want to stress is that you can think about these things independently. You can worry about the whole numbers, and then you can worry about the P's here. So I'm going to reduce that fraction, 72 over 18, to 4 over 1. The over 1 won't be necessary in a second, but let's look at it there for now. Now we have p to the 6th over p squared. That should end with p to the 4th. We have this denominator of 1. We really don't need that, so our final answer can be 4p to the 4th. Great job! Sorry, I should have hit stop sooner.